Welcome back. As you know, we're here talking all about disruption, which of course, by our definition, is simply taking an idea that's been in place for some time and someone coming along and making it better. We are here with John KARONY, the CEO and founder of SafeMoon, which is doing that in the world of business. John, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. So tell us, what is, first of all, I love the name. What is SafeMoon?
So SafeMoon is a human-based innovation company. We build products and services with a venture philanthropy business model always in mind. And we're innovating in the cryptocurrency and blockchain tech space. So
where did the idea of SafeMoon come from?
So there's a term in the cryptocurrency space called, it's basically to the moon. And so SafeMoon is a play on words on that. It's safely to the moon, which is more than just talking about price action, as that's not our focus. It's talking about building things responsibly to get to the moon safely. So I've always been interested in cryptocurrency, but more on the tech side of things, more on the blockchain side of things, and what that can actually do for the world. By utilizing blockchain technology, we're able to increase efficiency of a lot of the systems that are already in place today, and a lot of technologies that are already in place today, whether it be telecommunications, whether it be stores of value, whether it be sending messages. I've always been interested in what blockchain can do in those areas, and being an emerging industry, we're just barely beginning to scratch the surface of what blockchain can do.
So you use terms, let's just set this straight first.
Yeah.
Terms like blockchain, metaverse, NFT. These are things that we talk about with the assumption that people know what we're talking about. Yeah. But for our audience's purposes, we don't know if they are, crypto enthusiasts or what you lovingly refer to as the crypto curious, which yeah. I appreciate because that's usually me. So if you don't mind, just give us a baseline of understanding about what we're hearing.
Yeah, okay. So we'll start with NFTs. NFT stands for non-fungible token, and basically it's a unique identifier on the blockchain. You can akin it to something like a social security number or a debit card number or your car registration, your VIN number. So it's a unique identifier on the blockchain. Now you can assign that unique identifier to pieces of art, to identifications. You can assign it to a lot of different things. We're just beginning to tap the surface of what NFTs can do. Blockchain is just a ledger, an immutable ledger. The crypto curious, that term, I usually define it as it's people who know what cryptocurrency is, but not what it can do, if that makes sense.
That totally makes sense, because that's totally me.
Yeah.
So yes, I totally understand that. And what about metaverse?
Yeah, metaverse, we're really just beginning to dive into what is the metaverse. Right now, the definition is tied towards a virtual world in which you can live, kind of like a Second Life, the video game. It's probably the closest thing I can think of in terms of a metaverse, but it's just a digital representation of our world. And there's a lot of different flavors of it right now. Facebook has one, Meta has one. You have companies like Decentraland, Sandbox, and they're all trying to represent the real world inside of the digital world.
What's the advantage?
Well, there's a lot of different advantages. One of them is people already live in the digital space, especially with the transition to remote work during COVID-19. And all the lockdowns that took place and are taking place. There's been a transition into this digital world anyways. And the metaverse is just one step past, Zoom. Now you can create your digital 3D avatar and interact with another individual inside of a 3D world. So it's just a step past a Zoom call.
Got it. Well, we're ready for that, right? We've already mastered Zoom. I think most of us have mastered Zoom. So that's something we can all get behind. Before we go on any further, I'd like to know more about you. Like, tell us a little bit about your history and how did you get to SafeMoon now?
I grew up overseas, Africa, Asia, Europe, the Caribbean. Went to college, was going to be a EMT paramedic. Decided that's not what I want to do, joined the military, went to Korea, did some cool schools. That's when I really kind of stumbled upon blockchain, was during my time there. I was an intelligence analyst, deployed to Afghanistan, came back, and then got out, put my hat into the ring of the entrepreneurial lifestyle. Did an import-export company, did a government contracting company. Didn't really enjoy either of those. And then I got really into video games. And building out video games. And one thing I learned was the importance of narrative and story across the globe, and being able to communicate vision through storytelling, which, you know, the crypto world and the video game world kind of live hand in hand in a sense, especially now with us diving into the metaverse. And so it was an easy transition over to SafeMoon when SafeMoon kicked off in March of last year.
Got it. Well, first of all, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And secondly, who thought it would be a good idea to kick off a new and magnificent venture in the middle of a global pandemic? That question seems to rise to the top every time I talk to a startup. So how did you actually come to SafeMoon at that time?
So it was, I had some other founders that are no longer with the company. Just like in any startup, it's very rare for all the founders to stay with the company throughout the entire time. People have differences of what they want to do. It's not what they signed up for, time commitments, et cetera. So, you know, I was brought on to run the business and actually build this out. It was launched in March, quickly grew to a very large market cap. And then by April, we were at a multi-billion-dollar market cap. And I mean, it was just kind of it's a complicated thing. Basically, you know, luck favors the prepared mind. And there was an opportunity, and we saw it and we jumped. You know, we could have been like a lot of other cryptocurrencies or a lot of other tokens that come out on the Binance Smart Chain, where it's hype, the hype dies out, and so does the vision, the company, and the team. We set out for something more sustainable, safely to the moon, SafeMoon, and created the venture philanthropy business model through the use of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, and then tying those together to existing industries.
So let's talk about the projects that are underway, because the SafeMoon vision literally could fill us from here to the moon. So explain how this venture philanthropy, this whole process is actually new and different, and how you are building it.
Well, I think it's new and different in the cryptocurrency space and the blockchain space, but it's not necessarily 100% new. Venture philanthropy is basically good deeds or good projects or humanitarian efforts with a ROI. You know, we need that ROI to be sustainable. So we can continue to innovate, continue to build products and technology that help humanity. So that's kind of what a venture philanthropy business model is. It's doing good with an ROI. And
so what are some of the things that you have going underway that are going to build out this ecosystem?
Well, if we're talking about sustainability, the first thing you have to have is a sustainable company. So it's creating the solid foundations from the team, from the technology you use, to locations across the globe, whether you're all remote, some remote. It's building that solid foundation underneath you, and then it's evolving that foundation up and up and up. So that's the first thing we started off with back in September. So one of the products that we're doing is renewable energy. We utilize nanotechnology to increase the efficiency, and then we tie that into blockchain. So you have this ecosystem that begins to form around different sectors. With SafeMoon, because we have such a quick and fast and efficient development cycle, our product is the SafeMoon ecosystem, with the wallet, the token, the wind turbines, some of the stuff we're doing in Web3 mesh networks. Those are all I would consider features of our product, which is the SafeMoon ecosystem. And what do those things do? One, they bridge communities across the globe. You know, blockchain doesn't know borders, and it allows for an easier free flow of information And even with e-commerce, it allows for people in Sudan to transact with people in California. So it's connecting humans, it's connecting people together through the use of blockchain and through the use of various different technologies around the industry, evolving that a step further to create more change.
And so it sounds like it's an exercise in getting people behind the idea of doing good in the world. Would that be a good summation?
Yeah, and we do have a lot of people behind us.
I've heard you have what you call the I'm sorry, it's such a good term, the SafeMoon Army. I think everybody would like to have their own army. How do you do that?
So the SafeMoon Army is a award-winning community. We won a Community of the Year award at AIBC in Malta this year. No, sorry, last year. We're in 2022. Last year. But no, it's a community that's behind our vision, not just our token, but also behind our vision and what we want to do as a company and what we're doing in the blockchain space. So we already do have the support. It's rather large. We have 1.3 million followers on Twitter, hundreds of thousands across Discord and Reddit. And then, if we extend the SafeMoon Army out further, we have almost 1.1 million users on the SafeMoon wallet.
So people have actually seen the benefit, seen the value, ultimately are interested in participating and creating the benefit. So they've come along for your ride. That's what it is. And in that case, though, while you're building, what's next? I mean, really, what can we expect to see next from SafeMoon? Yeah,
so I'll kind of touch on the products that we have publicly released that are going to be happening here in this year. SafeMoon Connect, which is a robust system that kind of ties a lot. It's the hub that ties a lot of our different products together. We have our NFT line dropping. That was a request from our community, because SafeMoon is a community-driven company as well. We get direct feedback from our users. We have our point of sale system. We focus on 3 pillars here at SafeMoon: accessibility, quality, and security. And that's kind of like how we guide ourselves and what features we add and where we evolve. So with SafeMoon, with the point of sale system, it helps with the accessibility pillar. I go to a lot of merchants, or I talk to e-commerce providers or e-commerce people, and 2 things happen. 1, they say crypto's too difficult to deal with. Or number 2, they do take crypto because they understand it, but they're either the accounting firm they work with or their accounting department gets really upset and says, hey, we don't have an invoice, we don't have anything else tied to this transaction. So our point of sale system aims to make it more accessible for our business to business partners. Our SafeMoon Connect makes it more accessible, or makes it easier to access those business to business partners for our users. And that's just one little feature. We're coming out with the SafeMoon debit card, which allows you to spend the cryptocurrency within the SafeMoon wallet. And on the more boring side of things, some people like this, some people don't. We're going through a lot of the compliance and regulatory checklists through this year, so we can release the SafeMoon centralized exchange.
Wow, it sounds like you guys are young and busy. So you're definitely not waiting for stuff to happen. And so I'm sure you have measures for your own success. What constitutes success for SafeMoon?
Well, measuring success by milestones, I think, is very, SafeMoon plays an infinite game, while a lot of other companies play a finite game. So for us, I define success through, is our evolution as a company, as a brand, as a technology, stagnant? If it's continuing to evolve and it's not stagnant, that's successful for us. That's success to us.
Perfect. And how can our viewers learn more, get involved, kind of just really dig into SafeMoon, as I hope and know they will?
Yeah, so you can go to safemoon.net. We have a lot of information on there, and that'll help guide you to our Discord as well as our Twitter. So SafeMoon, we're verified on Twitter. If you go there to those sources, it'll guide you to the rest of the information that's available on SafeMoon.
Perfect. John, is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers?
Thanks for having me on and listening. Appreciate the time.
It is our pleasure, and I know our viewers are going to be very interested to learn more. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we'll be right back.